My NBA news just came out and we got you covered with that information on a different video. You can watch it after this. But this video, we're going to dive into a bunch of very cool features and ideas I have for my NBA. I absolutely love this mode. When I was younger, this was the mode before you had online and you could only play by yourself unless a friend came over. And this type of mode existed even before 2K, but they have expanded it in their own way and created their own experience within it. And I absolutely love it. Let's get into what I feel can be great and can be things that's super interesting. Remember, this is just spitballing ideas, and you might have something better or you might want to tweak what I'm saying. And even if you disagree, it's perfectly fine. It's just ideas, and I hope the devs see it. So maybe if you want to share this on social media, tag the devs. Don't harass them, but I appreciate it. All right. And by the way, I have my membership and I'm doing a My NBA event when NBA 2K25 releases that I'm going to make sure you guys get involved with and jump on board. So hit the membership on my YouTube and you can be a part of it, guaranteed. All right, that out of the way, here it is. Let's do it. So first things first, let's be honest. My NBA isn't the most popular mode. It hasn't been for a while, and it gets love, but it doesn't get the same treatment that my career and my team gets. Okay, there's other modes in this game which I actually love a lot. I know that it's probably old school, guys, but I love play now. I love play now online. Just jump in casually in a match against somebody. Don't have to think about anything. I just put a team on and we're out of there. And I play that like casually every single week, multiple times a week, and it's just fun. But that mode as well doesn't get a lot of changes or new things. The WA's NBA is brand new, so it's getting new stuff, but it's not as thorough as other modes. And then you have things like the Mamba moments from last year, and then they did the Michael Jordan one, and we pretty much got very cool things. And this is the menu here. But in the end of the day, my team and my career are the biggest and the best in this whole game. Let's be real at the moment. But I do feel like my NBA can become great. Right? Just imagine there was a mode right in this menu where you can go where it says my career, my MBA's, my career. And what happens is your player that you created, let's just say one of my characters right here, I will end up seeing them in this highlight in my NBA menu where I can select to play as my character. And then I can choose if I want to do a fantasy team. I can choose if I want to do online league against other players with their created players. Now, I know that there is a such thing that we can do this manually, but what I'm asking for is 2K to implement it all together. So let's just say I'm in the Knicks, my full Knicks team right now with the roster that I'm in will be transferred over to my NBA, and whatever other players online will run it up and we'll make it happen. Streamlining that mode in that way and having players even team up 5 on 5 can make a fun mode that it's like, okay, well, yeah, I got my player, you got your player, and we're going up against the all-time greats or whatever. So just imagine you're grinding with your friends and you're playing offline through a season and just enjoying yourself in that way. It's just something simple, right? The reason I want to start off with that is because we kind of already have it by having my created players in here, loading up the rosters. But I would just want it streamlined with my career specific players that we already have. So I can just work on my career and then go in there with my 99 overall and make it happen with different type of features and functions. And I want the same exact thing, but in a different way for my team. And the reason for this is because my team gets a lot, and I mean a lot of love. I mean, probably like millions of dollars spent in here, right? So the players can easily come in here, create their player, and have their team and work on it and love, what they're doing. And then all of a sudden, they're going to end up in the MyNBA versus my team, basically. And it's going to turn it into a league in itself. And so there'll be requirements. For example, the idea that I originally had, and the reason this video even exists was, there's the eras. Well, guess what? You can only use cards in that era. If you don't have it, you got to go get it. You don't qualify to compete. And so it'll be like 3-on-3s, possibly. It could be 5-on-5s. But the principle is having this setup where you're highlighting my NBA and then letting people create leagues and online tournaments and more online features is the main point. I know I'm pretty much touching on things that kind of exist and that we create on our own, but I just want the streamlined versions of these so that people can kind of get more excited for my NBA. That's honestly what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, because this mode is super cool, but you have to put a lot of time and effort to go through everything. Unless you hit my NBA and then you're like, okay, let's see NBA Lite, and then you just jump in and they have everything already set up. You pick your team, and that's a little more streamlined than normal, and that'll be cool. But again, just some thoughts. So just imagine that. And what are your thoughts on this? Again, I've already had people on social media love it, and a lot of people have discussions about it. But then there's some people who are saying, no, I just want everything offline. And there's a little bit of back and forth for that. And I just want some innovation and some variety on a different experience that can, get people excited, hyped, and all of that good stuff. And so just imagine, right? You're and the main thing that would be cool about MyCareer, for example, is, okay, well, you're going to start your character and we're going to have them at an 85. You don't have to make them, or load them up or do any of that. You're going to have them already in your save file. So everybody has 30 players basically for the draft, or maybe 60, whatever amount of players to get drafted first round, second round. And all those MyCareer players have to play in the league, but they might not get, the best positions, the best starting or anything. But they have to play, and they're going to play online against other players, and they can play offline as well and go through that motion, and it's streamlined in that way. I think that it's necessary, man. I think we deserve it, and this mode can take off because all those players, and the reason I'm thinking of this is kind of like a marketing thing where 2K can basically use their popular modes and bring them in over to my NBA. And so that's just my thoughts. All right, so feel free to share your ideas. I want the devs to see this, so I'm going to tag them on social media. I feel so sorry. If y'all watch this and y'all like, this guy tagged me for all his little video ideas, yes, we're going to start doing these consistently because I want to see it. And it's important to me to share. And the community, if you have ideas, I'll make videos about it as well, if it's, as long as it's something good and that I'm interested in talking about and going forward. But with that out of the way, remember, I do have at MyNBA that I'm going to plan an online event. I can't tell y'all exactly what it is, but just know it's going to be competitive and be some giveaways and cool stuff for the community. So you can join in automatically by making sure you're a member of my YouTube channel here. And then also just sign up in general. So stay in touch by hitting that Discord. And I have a very cool video because they announced the Curry era about Curry. And if you still didn't watch the coverage about my NBA, it should be popping up on your screen as well. Thank y'all for tuning in. See you there.